Hey Laura, is having a personal brand really that important? You already see everybody on Instagram, you see a lot of people on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and you're like, why are they showing so much of what they do and what they like and what even is it? Well, let me tell you a little secret, okay? Everybody already has a personal brand, okay? Let me repeat that for you. Everybody, including you right there, you already have a personal brand. Everybody, it doesn't matter if you're a business owner, because I know somebody behind the screen could be thinking, no, not me. Maybe I don't even use social media. I don't have a personal brand. Let me tell you something. You do have a personal brand. Your personal brand is your ID. It's your identification. It's who you are, it's what you do, it's how people see you, what you like, what your interests. So, for example, if somebody asks, hey, Laura, who's Laura? The people that know me would say, well, Laura, she's a co-founder of TDC Digital Agency, she's a marketing expert, she's a YouTuber, she does a ton of stuff, and she always teaches other people how to use digital marketing for their business. Well, that's exactly what my personal brand is, because I've built it so that people know who I am in those specific terms. You are building your personal brand every day by how you are showing yourself to the world. Whether you want to change that and show specific features of you, specific factors that you like, that's all up to you. So stick around to the end, because this is gonna absolutely blow your mind, and I'm going to share exactly how to find out what your personal brand is, what to share, how to do it, if you want to use social media, how to use social media for it, and of course, the external factors that we love. So as you know, this is your go-to channel and the channel that you need to learn how to transform your business with social media and digital marketing. So if I were you, grab your phone, grab a piece of paper and a pen, whatever you personally like, and write this down. This is actually an exercise that for me took a little bit of time, but start thinking today, because it's going to be beneficial for your personal brand. And as you guys know, building a personal brand is so important, because it's how you show yourself, okay? No matter if right now you have a business, if right now you're working, you're unemployed, you still need a personal brand. It's what is going to take you to maybe that other position, that next position, or to a raise, or to your next business, or to transform your business, to scale your business. It's what every business and every person needs. So you need to pick 5 things that identify yourself. Why 5 things? Because you are a person, you are multidimensional. Of course, you guys know me as a marketing coach, and I love marketing, but there's more to me. And if you know me, you know that on the weekends or when we're out by the beach, I'm not always talking about marketing, because obviously that's not the only thing there is to me, right? I'm a person, and everyone is multidimensional. 5 things that really make who you are and that you want to show off to the world. What are they? For me, it's marketing, definitely number 1, marketing and business. Number 2 is food. I love food, and I think I've mentioned it to you guys before. I use it in my examples, but I really do love eating. It's one of my happiest times in a day, and it's honestly something that I enjoy. I love eating, which is why I started my food blog before I started my business. You guys can check that video out and hear my whole story, but I'm obsessed with eating. I love it. So that's definitely something that if you hang out with me, you know we're going to be eating, we're going to be talking about food, we're going to be trying new restaurants. It's what I like to do. Number 3 is fitness. I really love working out. I have learned to enjoy that passion to a point where it's not something that I dread, but it's something that I look forward to, because I love not only the feeling of maybe not starting it, but during it, and then towards the end, wow, it's a feeling that can't compare to anything. So I love fitness. That's something that if you're around me, I'll be talking about what workout I did. I'll be trying to get you to work out with me. I just love it. Number 4 for me, that's really, really important, would be mindset and faith. I think that's something super, super important. I'm always working on mindset, personal development. So it's something that I'm reading books about it. I'm listening to podcasts about it, something that I really like. And if you follow me on Instagram at the Laura Gomez, which you definitely should, I'm constantly sharing tips or posting different photos about different books that I'm reading, different things that I'm learning throughout my days, throughout my journey, and really tips that I have seen that have transformed my life that I like sharing with you guys. So that's something that I also love. And then last, I think it would be traveling with friends. Something that I love, love, love. I love talking about new destinations, what these countries are like, different cultures. It's something that has always, always inspired me. I love the whole international environment. So traveling and doing it with friends is something that I absolutely, absolutely love. So if you're in my group of friends, you know that we're planning trips, you know that we're thinking about where we can go next. It's what I like. So these 5 things are my top things that define who I am, and that you'll see if you start to follow me, if you start to listen to me, if you start to hang out with me. That's who I am. These are my top 5 things. Now for you, I want you to think of what your 5 things are. And for some of you, you might make a list and you're like, oh my God, I have 20 things. How can I only pick 5? Well, pick the 5 that you love, love, love talking about, and that you really feel that is something that you could share out with the world and something that you can impact others, right? Because it's not just about, hey, I love knitting, knitting is my thing, but you can't really share it with others because you're not into teaching other people how to do it, okay? This doesn't mean that you are going to get on there and you're gonna have to teach all your passions. No, this is just who you are. It's what you like to do, okay? So think of your 5 things. It can be your relationships, the people that surround you, your religion, your culture, your hobbies, your passions, your career, your work, your business, so many things. Pick those 5 things, all right? This is your core of the personal brand that you are establishing and really working on fine-tuning. Because remember, we all already have a personal brand. Let's go on to what do we do next? We have our 5 things. Now what's next, okay? Who do I share this with? How do I share it? What if I don't want to share it? How does all this work? My personal recommendation is for you to pick your outlet of choice, okay? I highly, highly recommend video. It's what I love, as you guys know. If that's not for you, then use text. Use pictures, use different things. There's platforms and there's methods for everyone out there, no matter what type of personality you have, no matter what you personally like, pick your choice. So for example, let's go with video. I love video, and it's really a way that I can express myself. So for example, for me, in order to fine-tune my personal brand, I created a YouTube channel. I created a YouTube channel where I could specifically share and grow as my brand, me personally, and not my agency, which is my business, okay? So think of that. It's not my business, but I'm growing me. So no matter what happens in the future, no matter if I sell my business, no matter if I change my business, if in 10 years I say, hey, you know what? I just don't want to have a digital marketing agency anymore, okay? I help the clients and I want to transition into something else. That business can go away, okay? That business can be sold. But you know what stays? This girl right here. And this girl right here, Laura Gomez, is never going to change. It's who I am. It's me. It's my identity, okay? Like your passport, I mean, if we're honest, your passport can change, okay? If you wanted to move, if you wanted to go to a different place, you could change nationalities if you really wanted to, and if, you know, wherever you're going to allows it. But you, that name on your passport, that's your personal branding. That's never going to change, no matter how many different countries you want to move to, you want to become a citizen of. Your name and who you are stays exactly the same. So no matter if later on maybe I go into traveling around the world and eating, you guys can still find me under Laura Gomez. I'll still be known as Laura Gomez. No matter if I start a dog grooming business, I'll still be Laura Gomez doing her dog grooming business, okay? So keep that in mind, and now let's go on to how you're going to share this, okay? So depending on what you picked, either video, I gave you a lot of time to think about it, so no excuses. Video, text, pictures, okay? Think about where your audience, where the people that you want to impact, or the people that would be interested in your different factors, in your 5 factors, where do they hang out? If you picked factors, for example, you're really into reading, okay? This is like your top thing, you're into a specific style of books, and you know that there's a lot of people on LinkedIn that have that same passion as you. Go on to LinkedIn, okay? Start writing blogs where you can really develop your personal brand. And side note, the most important thing about a personal brand is starting today, okay? Because as I mentioned, as you evolve, okay, as you evolve, which we all will evolve, okay? We all mature, we all learn things. We learn things every day. So in 10 years, in 5 years, in 2 years, in 1 year, I'll know so much more than what I knew right now sitting down in this moment, that maybe later I'll change my factors, but right now, this is what they are, and this is where I'll find the people that I want to share it with, okay? So whether it's pictures, maybe you're a photographer, maybe you're a food blogger, maybe you really love traveling, or maybe your thing is religion and you like sharing your religion through photos. Well, find a place where you can share that, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram, whether it's another platform. Find your style, your platform, what you like, and how you can actually develop it. Now, let's think a moment. I have my 5 factors, and yes, definitely I do other things outside of these 5 factors. It's not that this is the only thing that Laura is doing in her life. No, I love reading. I love dancing. You can always find me dancing. But these I didn't put into my top. That doesn't mean that I can't share something or that I can't talk about these other things. It's just that these 5 things are the things that I'm emphasizing on. It's the things that people recognize me for, and it's the things that people tie to me whenever they are talking about me, whenever they are asking themselves, hey, who is Laura, okay? So that's something that is super, super, super important in your personal branding. Now, let's move on to the part that everybody loves and the part that everybody wants to know right now. How am I going to do this? Your external factors. Your personal brand is shown to the world by external factors, right? Everything that we worked on in the past is internal until you put it outside and it becomes external. How are you putting it outside? We already talked about what platform, depending on how your style of sharing your 5 factors are. Now let's talk about how you're actually going to be seen. It all starts off with your name. Use your name, okay? If you are building a personal brand, and I talk about this inside the YouTube guide, if you are interested in starting with a video form, I highly, highly, highly recommend YouTube, and you can get that guide down below in the description. It explains exactly how you should name your channel, depending if it's a business or a personal YouTube channel. So, if it's your personal brand, use your name. Don't use something else. So I wouldn't use The Marketing Coach. Even though that's my slogan, that's not my name because I want it to be my personal brand. Remember, no matter where I go, I'll always be Laura Gomez. If one day I decide I never want to speak about marketing again, well, what's going to happen with my name as The Marketing Coach? Exactly. Put your name. If your name is very common, like mine, I think she's an actress, right? She's super famous and she has my exact name, Laura Gomez. I had to add in something in order to be identified across all my different platforms. If you only have one platform, it's the same thing, okay? Look if other people have your name and how you can identify yourself differently, whether it's the in front of your name whether it's official, whether it's I am, whether it's hi, whether it's hey, whether it's Laura Gomez, different ways of naming yourself to be identified. Why is this also super important that you use everywhere? Because of course, if I'm the Laura Gomez on YouTube, and then on Instagram, I'm, hey, it's Laura Gomez, and then on Facebook, it's the Laura Gomez. So many different things are going on that you guys aren't going to correlate that it's all me. Okay, that's why it's so important to be consistent with your name. And that same name, you're going to go on and buy your domain. Your domain is so important, really. To me, it's as valuable as having land, okay? So like everybody has, or they strive to buy physical properties, the internet has become so valuable that people literally buy and sell domains. Make sure that you pay your domain. This is something that is going to stick with you forever, and it costs, you can get a discount on GoDaddy. It costs $1 your first year, and then to renew it, it's about like a $20 fee. So it's something that you would need to have, because in the future, as more and more people populate the internet, while these prices are going to go up, there's going to be less domains available. So purchase your domain name. I remember so much back when I was in college and studying marketing that I had one digital marketing class that was my absolute favorite. She was the best teacher, and that was her advice, and that was something that stuck with me forever. She said, whatever you guys do, no matter if you go to work for someone, if you build your own company, she really, now that I think about it, she was talking so much about personal brand, and she said, buy your domain right now. This is something that is going to stick with you forever. You don't even have to go and create a website right now if you don't want to. Just buy your name. Your name is so valuable. So go and buy it right now. Next, so we have your name, your domain. What goes next? You guys probably are already thinking about it. It's your logo. Your logo should be very simple, should have your name and your last name in an easy font that people can read. And then, as always, in terms of branding, which let me know if you're interested in knowing more about branding. I know that that's something that's super important for all business owners, and we haven't really talked about it in depth, but it's a topic that I absolutely love, so we can definitely talk about that more in depth. So with the logo, you always have your official logo. Then, not a lot of people know this, but you have your submark, which is the little logo that goes on images. So for example, it would go on the favicon, which is that little image that shows up next to the website name. It would go on your profile pictures on social media. So I want you guys to do an exercise. I want you to find your top brands, look at their logo, and then look at their submark. Their submark you can find on most of their social media platforms. And then their actual big logo is that whole thing that you know of. So Nike, you can see that the Nike thing spelled out is their whole logo, but the check mark is their submark. It's that small icon that we recognize them by. For your personal brand, the go-to thing to do is to use your initials with whatever type of design. So it can't be completely different from your big logo. It should just be your big logo in a more condensed version that you could use when the image space is small. And that is something that applies to anything and any logo that you are creating. So definitely take that nugget with you. Next, we have the colors of your personal brand. I highly recommend going into and looking and learning and reading about color psychology. So for example, if I like marketing, then I always use purple. As you guys know, purple is our standard color for our agency and also for my personal brand, because purple, one of the colors that's associated with it is creativeness. And that's something that I love. Something that I love, and it's something that I really want people to feel when they see me. So remember that colors are related to feelings. So look at that if you want, and then you can head over to colors.com and start playing around with different palettes so you can design your color palette that actually is what you want to demonstrate of your personal brand. So with this, you have an overall of the basic things that you need for your external factors. There are a lot more little details that go into the whole branding aspect of your personal brand, but I really wanted to mention these external factors, mention your 5 things that are super, super important that you start planning out today, and to really emphasize, guys, that having a personal brand is necessary. It's necessary if you have a career, it's necessary if you have a business, it's who you are. And the sooner that you start fine-tuning it into what you actually want to show off to the world, then the more power you have under yourself. And you are something that is always going to continue on with you no matter what you do, no matter if one day you're a photographer, the next day you're a chef, the next day you're a dog groomer, the next day you're a hairdresser, you will always stay the same, guys. So my encouragement to you right now is to go ahead, find your 5 things, start fine-tuning your personal brand, work on that, and really, 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 really make a lot of emphasis on what you want to show and how you are showing it. I hope this helped. I hope you got a ton of value. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, because the next video that is coming is going to be absolutely amazing, and it's going to be something that you need in order to transform your business. So go ahead, hit that button, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.